Welcome back to the GT World Series 24 hours of Kyoto. We've had about a hour and 25-minute red flag, and we're about to restart from it. So the result has been rolled back to the last lap completed by all cars before the red flag, which was 10 hours 34 minutes and change into the race. And we will restart with 12 hours of the race to go. And if my safety car would please ready up, we will begin our session. Safety car boards and flags, 1 lap. So Isaac Price will lead us away from from Conquest Racing and Genuine Racing. Sean, what are we expecting? We got the top 3 in GT1 and the top 4 in GT2 on the lead lap at the restart. Fresh cars, no engine damage, no nothing of that sort.
Well, there's been a long anticipated wait in between the red flag, so I think it's all out there to play for. I expect Isaac to pull away, but I think the rest of the field's going to be a bit scrappy. All fighting for that clear air in front of them. It's going to make for some good footage.
So what's happened is everyone's gotten fresh tires, everyone's gotten fresh engines, everyone's gotten fresh setups. They could have changed their setups, they could have made strategy changes. If they think there's something wrong, they could have fixed it. Isaac Price leads the GT2 field, or the GT1 field, excuse me. And Matthias Pickerainen leads Team Diaz for the GT2 field. He's going to give them a little bit of a gap. Isaac is on it.
Great stuff from Isaac.
Green flag, green flag.
None of the GT1 fields seem to be in each other's slipstream right now.
And guys that left it behind.
Yeah.
Jared meets
As
a
expected.
Savage car all over the back of Pickerainen. no sights of overtaking before the start-finish line. And we're back off to it side by side in the GT2 field. They kept it a tighter start. It's a disadvantage to be at the lead on a restart unless you can get a big jump.
And as well, Cole going around the outside of LLM, but not panning out as well, and he jumps to the inside. Not able to make the move, Joe.
And Geishi in the A6 Motorsports car has spun into turn 3. Malta is behind Dominic Engel, but they are on the same, or they're on a separate lap.
Bit of contact between Ray and Mafia Racing.
Kingsbury and now Loftenberg for Absolute Beginners comes to the outside. He looks there, sticks behind.
Cattle around the outside of Joe. Not able to keep a hold of him. Ooh, very tentative on a brake, really making contact.
Make some contact on the way into turn 2.
Ray holding it around the outside of Mafia Racing in turn 4. Very nice move.
Got a battle for the lead currently as well.
Rayo seeming to feel the nerves a little bit. Poor X out of the last sector, looking very twitchy. This is allowing Joe just to get back into his slipstream. He's going to try and make the pass. Yep, goes to the inside of the kink. Rayo trying to fight it around the outside again, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Joe's taking a defensive line into turn 1. Clearly, yeah, he's got the position.
So it's all action here on the restart. Tracker has been given, or tracker data has now been appropriately merged so that it's including part 1 and 2 combined.
Look at the lead of Isaac already. It's a good 3 seconds from Conquest.
Looks like it's status quo as it was early on. So Matthias Pickarainen leads GT2, Letteriello ahead of Nereo.
Lions making a move to the inside on the kink of LLM. Got the pass made, LLM back in the slipstream. Taking the outside line. Quality of racing just always seems to be so much better in the GT2 field than the GT1. So much more closer. Mafia Racing spinning on the exit of turn 3. Safely racing again now, losing 3 positions it looks like.
Palacios is under pressure from Ray Kingsbury heading into turns 9 and 10. Ray Kingsbury pulls a bit of a handbrake and gets around. Kingsbury, or excuse me, Palacios and Kingsbury. Side by side, Kingsbury tucks back in behind Palacios. Into turn 2, Kingsbury has the inside line. Across the kink, and down on the brakes for turn 3. Kingsbury advances to position with a little bit of contact. Kingsbury puts it off. And will that give time for Palacios to get a run into the corner? Kingsbury keeps it tight. Palacios has a nose in the inside. Tucks back in.
Ray Kingsbury under pressure.
Yes, sir. Palacios has the slipstream. He goes to the outside. If he completes this, Ray Kingsbury will have half of the oval part of the track to get back in the slipstream. He waits. He tucks back in. Steps just outside again. He'll have the slipstream. He'll get it heading into turn 1. This battle for 7th in class. Kingsbury uses the draft, gets back on the inside of Palacios, runs wide. Palacios has a little bit of room, but gets held up behind, or waits behind. Palacios again on the inside at turn 8 and ahead. Palacios takes defensive line. Kingsbury will again have the draft coming on to the main straight. Well, I spoke too soon. He gets it wrong on the curb. Well,
Up ahead you've got Nereo battling with Catula for 3rd place in class, it looks like. 4th place, yeah.
that'd be about 4th overall, yes. Or 4th in class.
Nereo again trying it around the outside. Will it work this time? Bit of contact into turn 2. He's got it to stick.
Luchtenberg having an issue coming out of turn 4. Phil Diaz reports that, quote, if Dom Engel would quit screwing up, he'll get P2 and GT1 soon. And then he keeps losing time into the oval section. So let's see how he does it this time. Dom brings off the corner and he lifts just before he hits the wall. Is he afraid he's going to hit the wall, or is he thinking that the car's imbalanced?
I just don't think he's finding the right line through the exit. I just think he's trying to take it slightly too tight, and it's just unsettling the car. Just throwing the rear off a little bit. No doubt he'll figure it out soon.
So Dom's dropped back a little bit. So, Yanni Katia chasing down Norejo. Accepting that 61 is a lap behind 52. Isaac Price sits the fastest lap in this segment so far. Fastest lap earlier was 1:34.26. If you excuse me, you're going to lose your game audio for a minute while I upload a previous part of the broadcast. some aggro in the middle part of the lap with Engel and Kingsbury. Well, contact anyway, not sure if it was aggro or what.
I just think Dom was being a little impatient, maybe.
Looks like he's lost focus. Needs to try and gain it back if he wants to get second place.
Fighting with his teammate isn't going to help too much. Negotiating those GT2s on the last lap has cost Dom about 3 seconds. Or more like 2.
Team Fire's Pickerainen has pulled away from Mead in the infield. Letteriello with a couple more hours in the car. On board with Pickerainen as he heads back onto the oval for another lap. Letteriello now on the back of Jared Mead as they headed through turn 8, down the long straightaway on the run to turn 9. Joe falls back just a little bit on the exit of turn 8. 11 and a half hours to go in this 24-hour race. Oh, Joe sends it in and runs very wide. Makes contact with Antivalta. Roy Lago needs to get around. So Joe, after being so close, must know we were talking about him on stream and falls back. Narejo spreading the needle between Botev and Katia. Battle back here on the back of the GT2 class with Pardo, or excuse me, Geisy and Kingsbury. Kingsbury goes wide at turn 4. Puts the A6 car back into 8th place. Dorjevic has to get around Letteriello, and it will allow Joel Narejo to be right on the back bumper of Letteriello's core racing machine, which will be a battle for fourth, in class. Actually, no, correct. That would be third in class. Narejo sets a 140-149, 140-145 that lap for Joe. Once again, you're watching the GT World Series season finale, the 24 hours of Kyoto National Reversed. John Palmer and Sean Lyddon with you here into the small hours of the night. 4:33 UTC, 5:33 places like Germany, other Central European time, 6:33 Eastern Europe. Coming up on it's about 11:34 here in 11:33 here in East Coast of the United States, and of course 33 past whatever the hour is in your time zone, wherever you are in the world watching us here. And we do appreciate you staying with us all night. It's we had about 10 hours and 35 minutes of racing before our red flag for about an hour and 15-20 minutes after it was finally thrown due to a server failure. We had 2 instances of server issues in a way. First one was in the second hour of the race with several Finnish drivers timing out. This last one involving drivers from multiple different countries and drivers having an inability to connect to the server, which brought out the red flag. Sean, what does a red flag do to a driver or to a team during a race like this?
Well, for me, it kills motivation. Like, you're so in the moment, you're ready to drive. The majority of the time you're battling with people, you're pumping out lap times, you're focused. The red flag comes out and you're just sitting there, you lose focus, your mind starts wandering, you don't know what you're going to do strategy-wise, you've got to change a lot of things, and then you get into the race and you end up trying too hard and making too many mistakes. A red flag is never good for a driver, and definitely not good if you're an admin either.
It just ruins the flow of everything. It stops everything. It doubles workload for everyone. Everyone has to consider how it's going to affect their strategy and how it affects their stint plans. It affects 45%. Remember, no driver can do more than 45% of a race, and it might affect your 45% play.
Some red flag procedures in the past have been pretty lengthy, so if you've only got a certain time window, should I say, for a driver to race, and if that red flag crosses over a time window, then that definitely mess up the 45% rule or something like that, and then the red flag could potentially mean a team's not going to be within the rules to complete the race.
Of course, the administration do take stock of that issue, that very issue, and have in the past in these cases, if it is an issue, we have given way to the extent that the session would allow, or to the extent that the red flag, if the violation is kind of in the same range that the red flag would have prevented, we give that amount of leeway. As we do approach the 5 a.m. UTC hour, we do expect some of our European commentary friends to come back and relieve me of the speaking, which is always a good thing for me anymore.
I would help out a bit more, but I've just got an issue I gotta sort out quickly.
You what?
That I would help you out some more, I've just got something I need to sort out.
Oh, that's fine. Letteriello closing in on So Joe falling just a little back from Jared. Okay, now they got onboard's back. Let's watch Joe Letteriello on board looking at his front nose right now as he tries to chase down the Savage Sim sports car of Jared Mead. 40 minutes, 46 seconds into the stint. About 20 minutes for the next bit. Ray Kingsbury has spun out of turn 4 and ended up between turns 5 and 6.
Oh, sorry.
Don't sound so excited about that. And Joe has gotten around Jared while we were looking at Ray. Jared's got the draft inside after kick. Jared ahead. Joe has the draft around the outside.
Doesn't have enough overlap to go to try and make a move around the outside. Has to slot back in for turn 3. Maybe if he gets a good exit now, he could try and dive into turn 4, but that would be optimistic, considering how tight the GT2 take it. And he goes for it and makes it stick.
Comes out in front of Jared. Also, Katia in. Katia, of course, not as part of. Actually, yeah, he's not part of this battle. If Jared can keep along with Joe coming through the final section here, he could have another draft chance into turn 2. It's not close enough. Jared, Joe Letteriello into P2. Jared even being overtaken by the number 61 car. 61 car fighting for a lap back. One thing that this red flag might enable is some of those cars that were lapped down, if they can stretch a stint and catch a lucky safety car. Here right now, if they can get around the 54 before they pit and get a safety car in that time before they pit and get re-overtaken, they could get that lap back. Not likely, but possible. Sorry, just having some problems with the TV Direct camera as Jared's fallen into the clutches of Joel Narejo for LLM. Jared pulling just away from Letteriello for a sec.
Dom and Volta still going around the track as a solid pair of cars.
They must feel at home with each other.
They're so similar on pace, but yet they've both got different styles.
There's a little bit of contact between 52 and 53. Not sure what that was about.
Caterpillar got past Joe, but Joe, contact with Joe and Caterpillar. Joe's going around the outside into turn
It's not
2.
a battle for position.
But Caterpillar's trying to get his position back on track. Though he would
He's
have to lap the
trying
whole field.
He would have to unlap himself around car 54, which would be a tall enough. But should 54 put Wisniewski back in the car and have another timeout while 61's ahead of 66? Well,
Botev looking racy behind Mead. Goes to the inside of the right-hander. Push him wide. It's allowing the LLM car to sneak up behind.
yes, what it'll do is let Letteriello be in the battle for. This is a battle for position between Mead and Letteriello. Letteriello tries to take the race line. Jared keeps it tucked nice and tidy on. Jared will have to back out through the right-hander, but will be right on the back bumper. Both of them avoid the wall. Jared right on the back bumper, tucks to the inside. He should get around Letteriello, but Letteriello should have the draft and will be able to get around again before the oval section even.
See, if they were clever, they could pull off a double drafting technique that they use a lot in oval racing, just to get up to Botev in front of them with the time they lost through battling through the double left-hander there. But they're going to choose to fight it out.
Side by side into turn 2. Jared will have the inside. Letteriello will have to slot back in, or will he be able to cut back? Nope, Mead keeps it nice and tidy. And this is Lyddon number 69, Palacios. Catch. Palacios is in a battle with Botev, but while these two are battling, it would hold up Palacios. It would, it'll give Botev a little bit of an advantage. There's a contact between Palacios and Letteriello. Isaac Price comes through, lapping them. Mead makes a mistake coming onto the oval. Letteriello has slipped around the outside. Narejo around Mead. Puts him into third. Mead and Palacios haven't been. So Palacios around Jared. Down the ankle and anti-volta side by side, still in turn one. You know, I don't know about Dom sometimes. Yeah, I don't know if he's just... I don't know if he just got distracted too easily or what. But something has put him off pace. I'm sure he'll be more than pleased to get out of the car. And there's contact between Engel and Volta as they head through the final complex of corners.
He needs to release Volta so he can just get into his own groove and not worry about not making contact with his teammate.
Meanwhile, Katia is trying to get around Letteriello. Katia might be on a bit of a charge here. Mafia Racing will be making a pit stop soon.
Oh, Joe with a mistake. Just went a bit too wide on the
Let's
exit.
continue. Palacios in the Mafia race car around Narejo. So the interesting thing is we're going to have to keep an eye on this. Those who might have, as there's contact between Narejo and Palacios through turn 6, 7 region. Anyone who had engine damage in that first part of the race, that's all the race now. They got a fresh lump in the car for the start of the second part. So if their pace was being hindered by engine damage, they basically got a get out of jail free card. This Gajda comes through on lapping.
That's one of the, out of the two aspects which are good about red flags. The other one being that it just makes it interesting for viewers to see all the battles kicking off again.
Ray Kingsbury has spun coming out of turn 4.
Again?
Yep, just got on the grass. I was tapping through just in time to see it clip the grass. Now, I hate to say it, but this overnight period would have been so much more tolerable. Probably a little more filled with action if it wasn't for if we had more cars.
Yeah.
So like the GT1 leader Isaac Price, GT2 leader Matthias Pikkarainen has just absolutely checked out. His previous lap was 1:40.04 compared to a 1:42.26 for Letteriello. It's 2 seconds per lap. And we got a car in the gravel. Car in the gravel. It's Palacios. He is slowly working his way
He's
out.
got a flat front left tyre. I don't think you're going to make it out unless he reverses. Possible safety car. Yeah, he's stuck.
Safety car stand. It is in a position where I can take the rescue car quickly and safe.
He's given up. He's given up. Okay, you got Gadget coming up behind you.
Just waiting for a gap in the field.
And after I won the field of the slow car.
And Palacios carries on. He's got that left front puncture though.
Go on, Deco, now it's your time to shine. Hitting that apex, 150 kilometers an hour. Choosing the late apex there, Deco.
Oh, just being the bad driver. Fortunately, there's those two cars I can get safe.
Yeah, back down to third place in the GT1 field. Volta is completely taken off away from Dom. Just shows how much he was losing sitting behind his teammate.
And a safe rescue.
Good job, Deco. For second place in GT2 we got Joe in the core car battling with Botev from Fast and Crazy Sim Sports. Botev just looking for that slipstream just to make the move on the inside, wrong right hand, but he's not going to be able to do it. Seems to get a much nicer exit. He should have the slipstream in a run to the double left. Has a look. Not able to pull her off this time. Yeah. Oh, Joe a bit wide. Oh, something's happened to Joe. Oh, front left puncher. That is weird. There's two GT2s with punches on a restart.
So, Letteriello in. Pikkarainen will be in shortly. Wisniewski, well, he connected and disconnected, maybe checking the condition of the car. So, as people were kind of learning how much they could push their setups in that first part, do you think any teams might have taken a risk at maybe trying a setup tweak that they thought something may not have worked to the team's liking in that red flag? Anything that may cause maybe the little extra punctures here in the first part?
If anything was changed, I don't think it'd be. I don't think it'd make a big difference to the setup. Only slight handling, maybe stabilizing the car. I don't think someone would change something so major to cause the car to be so different. Whereas you popping your tires too early, that'd be the stupidest thing to do half through a 24-hour event, especially with your teammates using a different setup if you make changes. I think maybe a couple of pressure clicks or camber changes, maybe arbs, but you can do arbs during the race, so I wouldn't imagine changes being made.
But of course, also if the red flag kind of interrupted your rhythm, you may maybe in this first hour while you're getting it back, make a couple more mistakes.
Oh.
Aye, Conquest on for a drive-thru. That's that classic driver trying to save a replay, and it ends up going over the. Drive through car 8. Chat in server. Zero 08 bypasses the pit lane a time. Again, you have 3 laps from the time it's issued. 3 passes of the pit lane to serve the penalty, otherwise it's upgraded to a next. Burton ops will come into the genuine race number 9. Of course, the other thing that the red flag does is it wipes out the strategy variance. It's back to square one. And it also, what it does, it nullifies the advantage the XRR teams had built up. Some drivers, just look at Conquest, made 2 bags. They've got to serve the drive-thru this time, or it'll be upgraded to a stop-go. As Isaac Price makes his... dummy angle into the pit. Robin up back. Georgievich, LLM, last car to make a pit stop. Going to be the last car to make a pit stop here in the first hour. Gone an hour, 7 minutes. So we are an hour and 7 into this second part of the 24 hours. It's 13 hours and 7 minutes in toto.
Conquest coming to serve the drive-through penalty.
Oh, that's a long, slow drive down the pit lane, isn't it?
Is he allowed to cut over the yellow lines?
No, you're not allowed to cut to the inside. You must stay in the fast lane, which he does. So he completes, and Burton takes over from Tom Engel. And Tom Engel connects, and he's probably going to go punch a wall.
Let's see when I'm next in the car. Hey, 6 o'clock in the morning.
So in just under an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing how that went. How many? Oh, and looks like he listened to me in Skype. Isaac, hello. Isaac from Connects Racing. Yes, fresh out of the car. Amazing first hour of the second part. Nice big gap you built.
Yeah, well, seems like we've had a pace advantage all race, and just, well, when it's the night hours, yeah, everyone seems, well, other team slower drivers are in the car, and I'm probably the fastest in my team, so kind of made it look like that.
So very modest.
Yeah.
So, how are things going for you all before the red flag? I know you, Jesse Chakala had a timeout with half a Finland.
Yeah, well, that wasn't too great, but we were still on the lead lap, so we were fairly confident, 24-hour race. Something bad's going to happen to everyone, so it wasn't too big an issue.
Yeah, thanks.
The bad thing for us really was when the red flag came, because we were literally at the point where we were about to get a lap on the whole field, which kind of gives you that extra buffer in case like you have a timeout or whatever, and then we ended up back at equal again, which was great, but I mean it's just like starting a 12-hour race, so
now it was amazing. You had that timeout. You didn't lose a lap to the leader, but you lost all that time. And to go from that in the third hour? No, it was the second hour.
no, it was the third.
And to go from that to
yeah.
So in those 8.5, actually, no, it was really only 7 hours. In those 7 hours, to go from being a half lap down to almost a lap ahead of everyone else in the class, that's just amazing.
Thank you. But yeah.
Not to make your ego any bigger, as Letteriello, we watched Letteriello try to chase down LLM and get around LLM.
it was all Robin's work. He's the guy who's
No,
carrying the
Briscoe.
team.
So, what are your thoughts on the race overall?
Well, it seems kind of similar in GT1 and GT2 that there was like one team that seemed to have a pace advantage over everyone else, and they both got screwed over by the timeout, but Core decided to quit rather than carry on. But I mean, I've enjoyed the race in general. I thought the lapping has been, I mean, there's always a few sort of hairy moments, but I haven't had a problem really. It's been quite fun, relaxing.
The only problems I've had are any problems I've caused by myself. They all seem fairly compliant,
Yeah,
willing to give you the room.
even Nikki didn't crash me. I'm waiting for, like, since this is probably like the last endurance race we do, I'm just waiting for a crash with Nikki. It hasn't happened.
You've jinxed it now.
It has
Wait for the
happened,
morning.
doesn't it?
This might be the last real long endurance race now with this. Based on what I've seen this season, I think that as long as not too many more people leave, I think there's still a chance to do like the kind of 3 and 6 hour long race.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be the last one in general, but like me, I think I meant more. And Phil's suggestion in our chat for FE1 24-hour race and TBO sounds pretty legit. Me and Phil will do that 24-hour race all together, no problem.
Yeah, I think I may just say, hey, we'll do this one. If you want to do all 24 hours by yourself, well, congratulations. Of course, 3 safety cars so far, plus the red flag. Yeah, that third one, of course, scramble safety car, and all of a sudden the car that we call, that is in the gravel that we call the safety car for, is kind of spectated. I love that.
Yeah, I didn't get why they spectated.
So of course, missing that hour and 25 minutes of racing time will kind of harm our total lap count, which is going to probably be in the 800-900 lap range.
Yeah, and I guess that'll change the 45% as well.
Well, it's 45% of the... Yeah, it's 45% of the laps actually completed by the team.
Yeah, but there'll be less laps completed, so...
Yes. But of course we do give leeway.
Because I started out with 6 driving 6 hours and 6 hours and 50 minutes basically so far already, so that's not great.
Yeah, well.
How's your ass? Said, how's your ass? Is it sore?
It's fine. Matty isn't in our team.
He's using
It's used to taking a pounding.
Okay.
Oh god, this is almost worse than Jack Bassford coming in here in the on an MOE 24 hours and dropping Bang Bro stock.
What do you expect at 5 in the morning?
Yeah, it's past Watershed, yeah. So we've got 3 cars all close together in the GT2 class again, which we've been watching. LLM, Norejo, Core Racing Letteriello, and Savage Sim Sports, Kevin Loy. I don't remember who in the car last time. There was a nice close battle in GT2, Isaac with Loy, Kistner, and Norejo.
I saw it when I was lapping them.
Well, that's a good time. A wild Dominic Engel appears. Hello.
Hello.
So, what happened?
Things. I don't know. I didn't get to race many people. That's for sure.
Only your teammate.
There's not many
Yeah,
people
I
out there.
know. I think we put on a great show, to be honest. Better than the rest of the race.
Joe Letteriello was trying to fail, so we watched him a little more.
That's
Trying to fail. He doesn't have to try to fail.
Yeah, it's been nice. I don't know, my first stint wasn't so nice. Car felt like it was odd. I don't know how you can describe it, just didn't have any kind of balance to it at all. Now with restart, obviously we had no damage anymore, and oh, that was much better. I like that.
Robert Friscop squeezes around this three-way battle in the GT2 class. Letteriello and Narejo having a little side-by-side contact. Lois tries to sneak on the inside. He's side-by-side with Letteriello. Dorjovic for LLM having it off in turns 9 and 10. He carries on. So, what's the mood like in the Gen R bunker?
Well, I would say it's pretty relaxed at the moment, because basically we're not driving for anything anymore except for the race.
I can't imagine a team that you're in being relaxed. Sorry.
Well,
Usually there's surely like emo rage, mad, stress, swearing.
yeah, because I bet you were really relaxed when you timed out and everything.
I was actually pretty relaxed.
Yeah.
Oh, Narejo having it off at turn 10. I'll take a look at it. I'll get to see it on stream. He just went off. He went wide, as you saw on the stream, at turns 9 and 10, so he's driving back out of this top back in GT2. Coming up on 10.5 hours to go in this 24-hour race. Well, more like 22.5-hour race, but let's not go. Too many red flags this season.
I blame Ray.
I blame Isaac.
I blame lack of
Yeah.
progress.
Every race I've been in this season, no, it hasn't. BL1R didn't get red flagged.
No, exactly, BL1R was fine.
But I don't really count that as driving, seeing as like I didn't even know I was going to race until like a day before.
Phil Diaz says looks like Assetto Corsa multiplayer might begin in March.
Guys, let's just red flag the race now and go race. That's a course, okay.
I would prefer
Yeah.
that. I would prefer that.
So who in here has tried Assetto Corsa? I know Phil has.
Me.
I've got 30 minutes game time in Assetto Corsa. Does that count?
Sure. Have you used
Wait,
it?
I'll check how much I used it.
I drove like 1.5 laps.
Whoa!
In half
Really
an hour.
pushing it.
And then you flipped the table.
No, it was just that if I knew if I drove it too much, I'd end up not wanting to drive iRacing. So, and I had to finish the pro season.
You
Which
see,
I
I
didn't finish anyway.
had the problems this week with as well. I didn't want to drive it because it would want to make me drive it. Let me see how much I drove. I've done 93 hours of Assetto Corsa according to Steam.
Wow.
Not as much as From did, so I'm not even the guy with the most in Gen R.
Wow, you're not dedicated enough. Try harder.
Yeah. I'm thinking of retiring. You've seen how many races I've done in the last year.
I'm thinking of retiring.
In general, or just LFS?
I don't know.
Probably LFS. Don't think
not
in
quite
general would suit me.
We're all too old for sim racing.
Yeah.
I'll be sim racing now, bro. wearing a nappy when I'm like
Yeah, I
90.
think we all need to go out and get women and propagate the population.
Sure, driving on a cruise server doesn't count as sim racing, sorry.
Mate, it's called taking a break, yeah?
Kevin Loy in the slipstream of Joe Letteriello as we head down the main straightaway. Tom, you haven't re-entered the Alpha server.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to, because I'm not sure if I'll have to drive again.
What, in the whole race?
No, I mean,
if you're helping.
I've got everything set up.
Kevin Loy gets around Letteriello, but Letteriello gets in the draft, has around the outside, but will he have enough overlap into the corner? Ooh, he has enough to stay side by side, and he completes them.
Anyway, I'm gonna go prepare for my stint.
Excellent. Thanks for joining the comms box for a little bit.
Bye, sure.
Good luck, Shaq.
Don't crash everyone, okay?
Okay, I'll try. Can I crash a radar? Is that allowed?
As long as it doesn't wreck us, I'm good with that.
You know, if I
As long as
crash
it
it now, it's
doesn't
gonna look so... Well, hey, it's a racing incident. It's clear.
I like Phil's idea. Phil says Ferrari challenge. I think Indira's first league will be a 458 S3 league. Does that sound good? How long should the races be, Phil?
2 laps.
2 laps, okay.
2 laps on that rally stage thing. 1 run up, 1 run down.
Oh, you play. Kevin Loy and Letteriello will have a scrap into turn 2. Who would drive this next stint for? Oh, contact between Joe and Loy. Loy keeps it straight. Letteriello lets him have it. It looks like Letteriello waited a little too long, and Loy has gained a good advantage out of it. In fact, don't forget to go get Kevin Loy's stream on hitbox.tv/Troy, and I'll tell you just sign it up for him.
Maybe I should take a screenshot of him when he makes a facial expression on his stream and then make a YouTube video of it to get him back for what he did to me. With the LLM versus core video.
You can find Joe Letteriello's at twitch.tv/MESNIR. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to you. So, Dom, if you don't do the next stint, do you have any more stints scheduled?
No. Yeah, I'm just reserved for the next stint. Because in a couple of hours I'll hit cliff anyways. And then I'll be pretty much well, useless, basically. For driving at least. I hope for not for other things.
Hopefully you can still update. A couple hours, hopefully, Dilo and whatnot come back, so it'll be a little more lively and Isaac Price, tell us about these clips in IGP that...
Oh, basically, I had to... We have like an IGP league for guys on NDR TeamSpeak, and basically, I had to go drive a stint at the end of our IGP race, and I went from 6th to 15th in the time that I was driving. I was very impressed with that.
Oh, sounds nice.
Yeah, well, apparently I actually pitted for fuel on the last lap, but that was only because I left it on push 5, because I was like, oh, I've got enough fuel. Wow, I was 5th. Wow. Yeah, basically I had to leave it on a certain order, and I was like, I'm on hard tyres, I'll leave it on push 5, but then I used more fuel than I had the rest of the race, and had to pit.
Oh, and great Phil Diaz, quote-unquote great, finished 1st and 3rd. Oh, you must feel so pleased. Tell me again how much money IGP makes you.
Makes you? You want makes you?
How much do you earn doing IGP?
£0, £0.
It's the pride. It's pride attached to it.
Unless you get 2D, and then it's minus £30
per year.
Yeah.
Not, to be honest, it's a much smaller loss than most F1 teams are making. No, I don't see what.
But at least if you do that, you then get the bonus of Simon Cattell just raging about you being a cheater for about a million years. So that actually is worth the money just to do that.
Oh, how many things?
Does Simon Cattell ever not complain?
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe when he sleeps, he doesn't complain.
Unless he speaks in his sleep. Plenty of people who do.
I didn't even know he slept. I thought he was a...
Phil just said that he records Simon sleeping. And then he sleeps silently. That's kind of creepy, actually. I gotta admit, that's kind of a bit too far. Even
Are you
for our
recording
team.
audio only, or audio and...
Video of Simon sleeping? Well, at least you get to see what he looks like.
Well, now that I sound like a freaking retard,
you gotta explain yourself on the stream now.
first off, he requested that I record it to see if he snored or not while he slept. So, he's like, hey, I'm going to sleep. So I turned TeamSpeak recording on, left, came back, and stopped the recording. And we checked to see if he snored the next day or not. So if anything, that's more dumb on his part than me. I was just like, okay, whatever, sure.
Why doesn't he just record it himself? Why did he need to ask you
That
to
would be
record it?
too easy. That would be too easy. You gotta remember, Simon uses
we're
a toaster
talking
for a
about-
computer. He has nothing else.
Until like a year ago, didn't his internet go off at like 10 p.m.?
More than a year ago now, that's like
That
3
was
years
more
ago.
than a year ago. Yeah.
Well,
Wow, that just shows how long we've been doing this too long.
Well,
You realize
let's
it was
be-
2 years ago since that MLE 2000, the 24-hour race.
Yeah, I can't believe
Yes.
that. That feels weird.
you know, we asked if this was video of Simon, but do we even know if Simon has a face?
He actually
gonna-
doesn't.
Is it gonna be like that woman in France who had a face transplanted?
Well,
or
you didn't
something?
hear that Simon wished he was French, so maybe that is true.
He has
He would already be French.
he has a French flag as a face, not an actual face.
Yeah, he changes his face all the time with each flag, whichever country he likes at the moment in time. It could be Finnish, it could be Russian, it could be French.
Okay, so Phil, you and I were discussing this yesterday. There was a competition release from IMSA regarding the United Sports Car Championship, and we were wondering what implications it had for the points thing. So what it seems, if I remember it right, you get points just for starting the race, plus you get basically the minimum points for starting the race. Plus, then you also get points for wherever you finish in the race. And apparently there's something about the classification in the championship with premium teams and standard teams.
Yeah, it's money at the end of the season. Only premium teams get money at the end of the season. Whatever the heck that means. Or maybe it's points at the end of the season. I have no idea. The one that really makes no sense, though, is why on earth is the team championship, instead of it being like a team is in one car getting points to go to toward the team championship.
It's an entrant or what? It's
No,
an entrant, not a car.
No, it's worse than that. Now it's if you have two cars, those points add together.
What?
Yep. Just changed it. Changed it mid-season, right after Daytona. So whatever teams have two cars in the championship are bound to win the team
basically
championship.
won, yes.
Yep. So that'll be
Basically-
Action Express level. Wait,
Chip
Five
Ganassi.
doesn't even have him. Chip Ganassi runs one car. He only runs the 01
They
all
only run
season.
one car? Oh.
Yeah, 02 is only for special events.
Ooh. So only for NAEC, I guess.
Yep. So that's basically Action Express and
still, it
Extreme
doesn't-
Speed Motorsports with the LMP2.
Doesn't that kind of team thing also account for the NAEC?
Not sure. Basically, it just kills. It kills one
Every
car
single
teams.
car entry?
Yeah,
Well, it seems
Muscle
like
Milk, for example.
they're sitting there thinking, oh well, we've got way too many entries. How can we get rid of loads of them? I've got an idea.
Well, they don't really want to get rid of any of them, but it just doesn't make any sense why they would do that.
Yes, but at the end of the day, they will get rid of quite a few because there are lots of teams who either can't run to cars or don't want to run to cars.
Well, I know one way how they can get rid of 10 of them, and that's called get rid of LMPC and just make it its own little thing
Yes.
with like prototype rates or whatever it's called, and they have their 45 to per minute races or whatever it is, and they have
They will
funsies.
break down then.
Make things a lot easier. I don't even really mind GT Daytona. They can keep those.
200 cars they have in GT Daytona.
Did you say 200?
Yeah, it must be. If not more.
That sounds like a lot.
Oh, yeah, it is. I think it was 28 actually.
Oh, I thought you said 200. It was 27 at Daytona, I believe.
Oh, well, still bad enough. Could have had a race on their own.
Exactly. I don't know if anyone's watching the 12 Hours of Bathurst right now, but if you're not, just turn it on, put it on the edge of your screen, and enjoy some good racing right now.
I was listening to the race control audio most of the week.
Nicosallo is just owning right now.
No, he's retired, don't you know?
He can own when he's retired. It's all good.
He's finished the race in the
Just like Ben Schneider is also retired.
When Kimi Räikkönen retires, he'll be the best F1 driver of all time, even when he's not racing.
Yes.
Are you trying to wrestle my jimmies?
Oh, calm down now, Mr. Alonso fan.
I think Max Chilton's gonna win anyways.
Well, he's gonna finish every race, so that
He's gonna
deserves
finish
a-
every race.
That deserves like a medal.
Yes. It's like a medal, yeah. Already now,
Well,
F1 is a point system down to 22, where there's only like one different
NASCAR point system?
1 point.
Well-
yeah, basically.
Well, no, if you're gonna give him a medal, then you just go to what Bernie wanted a few years
Yeah,
ago.
the great medal system. Or
Get
how about
get a gold medal if you finish every race, then he beats half the field.
yes.
Bernie, if you're watching this stream, don't do that. I don't think.
to be
Bernie,
honest,
Bernie, if you're watching this stream,
Personally, I
please
think
turn it off
Bernard
because you
should give
clearly
me some
lost your
money.
mind.
To be honest, Isaac, if you take stuff from the first test, then the tow truck at Karef is gonna win over the Red Bulls. Because that does more laps.
I wouldn't mind.
You're so bitter.
I'm not bitter. I just, it's Red Bull. They're gonna sort it out. It's just how far.
Yeah, of course they will.
It's how far everyone else gets ahead of them before they sort it out.
I'm worried that it won't be too much.
Yeah.
Because Mercedes are going, oh, our engine works, blah blah blah, but no one actually knows if it's any good. Or if their car's any good, or if anything's any good. Or anyone.
It's like, well, they know if it works
But they
without
know if it
breaking down.
works, yes. But the Renault works without breaking down because it doesn't work at all.
It works
So how
for
about
like
these
half
new
hour.
noses in F1?
Are we really
Probably the
allowed to
most-
talk? Are we really allowed to talk about that sort of thing
That's
on the
kind.
stream?
Well, it's
You know,
it's a
it's-
little R-rated.
The phallic noses?
Is that what you call them?
They're rather large.
But especially the Force India one.
I think it's trying to get more females involved in Formula One. Personally,
Danica Patrick should get an F1 drive.
But well, she had a chance with USF1.
that's a good LOL.
Phil, what does it feel like to come from a country that's so fail at doing Formula One?
Well,
No. They had teams that won races.
They had Michael Andretti. Oh, wait.
I said teams. I wasn't talking about drivers. Drivers doesn't count.
Scott Speed, unpaid F1 driver.
mate. This is listen. Best quote ever, and sad to say it was on an iRacing server, but Scott Speed was driving on iRacing. He managed to crash somebody. What a surprise! And he said, and the guy who he crashed said, "Wow, Scott, you couldn't make it in F1, you couldn't make it in NASCAR, you can't even make it in iRacing."
Oh, that's...
Wow, that burned.
You know, I would almost say that's cruel.
Oh,
Except it's true.
It definitely hit deep, but don't worry. Scott Speed won a gold medal in the X Games.
No. Be
That was
honest,
kinda last year, but-
doesn't everybody win a medal at the X Games?
I mean, not really, but when it comes to global rally cross, it's possible because Ken Block knows how to knock people out of the way.
You know, I think Michael Andretti was a really good F1 driver. Well, he was better than Scott Speed.
Is that saying much?
Well, he was close to sponsors. Well, sponsor holdings at least. At Brazil.
Oh, Jake Sturgis. Why have you joined our commentary box?
I want to commentate.
What do you know about our little event?
I'm not gonna win it because I'm not in it.
At the grid side.
Linex is gonna win it, so that's fine. In before we time out, I look like a complete dick.
It's sad that I'm in the team and I kind of want this to happen right now, just so Isaac looks bad.
I'm pretty sure everyone in our
You
team.
know,
feels the same way.
Anyway, because he's a ginger.
that's
Wow.
bad. Whoa, bad karma everywhere.
To fix this karma, Isaac, you're a beautiful individual.
What?
Yeah, I know, it's really hard to believe.
Hang on, don't let it get too...
Insert iRacing profile picture stretched.
Oh man.
Could you not just resize it?
I could have, but I just didn't really think about it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's your own fault then. You can't complain about that.
So coming up on the 14-hour mark in this GT World Series race, season finale. Let's face it, just most of the season it's been GT World Series.
Hey, don't take away from GT1.
Well, of course not.
You know, I think it's really a disappointment and everything, and
Come on. You can't say GT2 World Series because that's saying nobody watches Formula 1 and they'd rather watch GP2.
that's because for GP2 is better.
Better because of what?
I don't know. Less weird stuff happens. But
Yeah,
just
but don't you like the weird stuff? Don't you like the randomness that makes it better?
Surely GT2 is more random than...
But yeah, it's more random, but in a way.
But you just said you don't like
I
it, so that means you're contradicting yourself. Therefore, GP2 is exciting.
Philin is trolling and contradicting yourself.
Whoa, Isaac. Let's calm down here. Timu's not here. It's all good. There's no trolls going on.
Actually, I think you'll find there is, but okay.
Well, you were trolling when you said.
Hey, if you try and say...
better.
If you try and say GT as well. If you say GT2 is better because it's less random, then you're just wrong. Surely GT2 is like the most
It's more
thing
random.
ever.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
more random, yeah.
I mean, let's face it, LM is like in contention for the championship. It must be pretty random. Sorry.
Especially when LLM has a large majority of Ray Kings in it, and he spun out of turn 4 and on the straightaway. It seems like
He's not in the same car. He's not in the same car as the one that's eligible for the championship.
it doesn't matter. He's a part of the team.
So what? You're saying, what, if Massa comes 19th, but he's a part of the team, and Alonso wins?
Well, I mean,
So you mean like lazy at 2012?
Yeah, basically, yes.
am I actually supposed to respond to this?
No, you're
No,
not.
because-
You
no, you're going-
can just stop talking now, yeah?
Wow,
you're gonna-
Dom, it seems like you're really hurt that I had a pretty good argument, and now you just don't let me talk. Battle.
I don't care. You know, I'm just sitting here doing nothing. I could care less.
Are you tired, Dom?
Not really, no. Not yet.
Yeah,
Been,
that's good.
I've only been up for 18 hours, I think.
I've only been up for 11 hours, so I will go to sleep soon. So
Oh well.
I'm not sure when I'm gonna sleep, if I'm gonna sleep, to be honest.
Just go to sleep before
16
someone types out.
for the ticker.
I don't think no part of this race. I'm currently sitting as a safety car, but that is.
Last time we went through 2 cans of Australian piss water, as in Foster's.
Oh, that sounds
Whatever
terrible.
they called it. Slightly out.
By the way, back
Like
to
the
the,
alcoholic what?
back to the great
Water.
Mika Salo, who's retired, by the way. Totally caught the leader in Bathurst. 12-hour race.
For a second I thought you meant he retired from the race, and I was like, no. I was really pissed that he didn't get pole.
Yeah, well, the Merc that he's running down was like, they stopped for like 5 minutes to repair something I can't even remember right now. And now they're somehow back on the lead lap, somehow leading. But Mikasawa, who was a lap down as well, is now trying to catch him for the lead.
That's
yeah.
like now that's race.
But, yeah, it is. And the crashes, they haven't rolled yet, so I don't have Jack in it.
I saw the Nissan.
Did you see the Lamborghini crash?
No, I didn't see the
Okay.
crash. I saw the result of the crash. What the crash did to the Nissan. I was picking up.
Oh, the Mercedes now is destroyed, blew a right front tire or something. Or maybe I just completely stall things. We're not in there. Imagining stuff now.
In our race, Christian Kurlsa for Mafia Racing has spun coming into the oval.
Okay, yeah, I'm not seeing things. I can definitely see the right front tire of that Mercedes.
Can see the right front tire. That's very good.
And then I can see the top of it, like an open wheel.
Oh, so basically, you had a massive tire failure and ripped the whole thing off.
Exactly.
Ah, nice. Those are the best tire failures.
Yep.
I figured you guys would be watching the bathrooms.
No, he's watching. I'm just saying.
Well, we're commentating a 24-hour race right now, but
Yeah.
I mean, we're
It's
kind of
heavy
looking at this 12-hour Bathurst right now.
By,
Yeah.
by kind of looking at it, if you mean talking about the last 10 minutes, then yes.
Do you want to start
trying to
commentating
watch
this race?
the stream. No, I really don't. But I was trying to watch the stream, but it was so laggy I couldn't stand it.
I don't know. It's been.
What are you
Just
watching it on?
skipping. I was watching it on their website. I googled it.
You can watch it on RadioLeMans.com, or also just go to the live stream page, which probably is.
How do you spell Loma?
Oh my goodness!
I'm so
Le Mans.
American.
Lemons. Oh,
Did you say oh?
What?
You spelled lemons.
Le Mans. Lemmonds.
Oh my goodness!
Lemons.
Good that you're really fast and driving an F1 car, Jake. You're spelling
You
something
know
wrong.
I'm trolling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're trolling.
Good job they don't race at Le Mans.
The stream's a lot better.
And they showed me Casalo already, so I can.
Such an awesome track that I couldn't even appreciate until I raced it on iRacing.
Yeah.
oh,
Wow, such plug.
interesting.
It's not on LFS though, because they only have fantasy tracks.
But they're high quality and have no bumpy curbs whatsoever.
Yeah, and they have
play
probably
pool.
the best chicane ever. I mean, why would you want to? Why would you want to like torture yourself with Boulder and racing when you could drive the
To be
final
honest,
corner
I-
past them?
That older chicane is exactly a great example of a chicane driver.
That was the
How
point.
about
That
that
was the
one?
point.
That first chicane at the
If you had Zonda LFS, it wouldn't be that bad because
It wouldn't
you
be that bad. No, you
Well,
still
first
just
Eric really used Boulder at the time.
for everything. Yes.
Yes. Come on, what are the fern-based chicanes? Let's think about this.
Fern Bay chicane, the FE Green chicane reminds me of how Monaco used to be, but without the barriers.
Might as well be barriers there.
You know, because
with the harbour.
you remember old Monaco chicane there at the harbour, which was basically not like a chicane, but like two pieces of road where they went, oh well, these were meant to be
And you had
turning
to
up.
fit between a gap.
Yes.
It's like playing Mario Kart or something.
I think if we're gonna question what Eric was thinking, what about KY3 chicane? What was he doing? When he did
That should
that?
have just been a kink. That should have just been a high-speed kink. Seriously. It would have been awesome if it was just a simple high-speed kink, and then you do the double right real fast, and you go into a heavy braking zone.
So I totally didn't win go-karts.
You didn't win go-karts?
No, I won when I got second and I was out.
Oh.
I got the fastest lap of the whole night though.
Did you
PJ
win?
then?
No, I beat PJ, but there was like over 70 people there.
Oh.
The guy who beat me went on to win the whole thing, and I was faster than him.
He shouldn't have beat you then?
He was just, I was faster in the wrong spot, the hairpin. He would just like overslow them. I rammed him like 4 times and I lose all my momentum.
Oh, he was using the Jack defensive move.
Yeah.
Jack parks on the apex. That's
Yeah, he
most of the
parked on
time
the
why
apex.
that's most of the time why Jack rolls, because he parks on the apex and then someone taps him, and next thing you know Jack's rolling
Or
through
he,
the...
or he rolls on a flat area.
He wrecked huge at Bathurst today.
Yeah, he did.
He died. Rip Jack.
Yep, he was running third, and then spun, and then was like, oh, I'll be in like 7th now, cruising, doing all good, and then just booked it right into the wall.
He hit a car. A stopped car.
Oh, he did hit a stopped car, and then he booked it into the wall after the stopped car.
The stopped car probably caused that.
Yeah. But he could have also went to the or the right of the stock car. Instead, he hit it right in the door.
He's really good. So I didn't win that GP either.
No,
I think I would have been better off on push 5.
Tire teed up. I used push 3 at the end.
Did mine get red?
I don't know. I can't see it.
Oh. I don't know either. Well, Kyle almost beat my second driver. Yeah, they got 2 red.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good finish for getting on lap 2. What you say?
Yeah. Dom, how many was something to talk about for this? I'm not a commentator.
Oh, I'll turn another fuel again.
Well, I was just gonna disconnect, so...
You can't disconnect. There's no commentators.
Well, I don't bloody care, it's not...
Can I commentate?
No.
Yeah, let him commentate.
He doesn't have LFS.
We got a race car driving
No,
around the racetrack. And I'm so baked right now.
Would be a really good track, because, you know, it's only got 3 right-handers, and only the rest only left. Awesome.
I know how to NASCAR.
Almost like NASCAR, yeah. Anyways, I'm done for now. Maybe I'll come back. Maybe not.
Need a commentator for the finish.
Well, I don't know if I'm alive, maybe.
Well, Dino racing fast broke his suspension.
Yeah.
What a noob. Do you think I could have won with Jay Thomas? No, I think your Who guy had the best strategy.
Yeah, he was real fast.
Qualifying on hard, it seems so good, but then it just never works out. And by the way, anyone that uses hards at Monaco is just don't.
We know.
I hope. All rocks will probably do it. He's stupid. It's all about where you qualify. You don't even have curves or DRS. You just ride around by the guy in front of you. What do you think for fuel at Monaco? It looks like 3 a lap or so.
I have no idea. I haven't looked at it. I've been focusing on this 24-hour race.
So unbelievable.
Hey, we have a flag. Apex left.
Hardo has gone off at Turnstein and right from puncture for Scudery again.
Yes.
Ferrari 45883.
Yes. It'd be like what, 45? Like I don't know.
How long?
Do 30-minute
45
races, or you can do like a GP2 style thing. I think it's how does it go? A 45 and then. Oh, is that how it goes? 30 and then 45 after? Could do something like that. Or it could just be simple 45-minute races. I don't know. I haven't really tested stints how it works with that car.
With the low tire wear at Monaco, I think some people are gonna like try to do long stints. Sorry.
Maybe I'll sign up a new IGP account and join the series and just fill the thing full of fuel and
We
do that.
we started a league to where everyone has to create a new account, so everyone's on the same level of skill, or same level of what they have, drivers and staff and all that. So makes it a bit fun.
Well, they kicked out PJ's team. That's kind of unfair. PJ actually used it.
Supercross events just started.
And Joe Letteriello was about to get out of the car as Mr. Blom reconnect. And I believe Joe is done driving after that. I'm thinking of doing 12-hour bathrooms and race. Oh wait, I'll have driver swap.
So the Villain iRacing 2.0 comes out August 2011, I believe.
Sweet.
Yeah.
What?
I heard about that.
What are they gonna have?
iRacing's gonna have driver swaps August 2011 for iRacing 2.0.
Oh shit. Means I should already have them.
Yeah.
Joe Letteriello comes into the pits. Yeah, they keep pushing it back because they somehow decide to keep making it more complicated than it should.
They act like driver swaps are already kind of done. It's just the whole team feature in general that they're trying to create, which is just going to be way over the top. But
Red 2.
I guess maybe they were
World-class
trying to
Lions
build
get
a
a world-class
tracker.
driver for speeding in the pit.
Oh, did they forget to put the pit road speed limiter on or something?
Maybe what iRacing's trying to do is just make sure it tracks all the laps in the game.
Exactly, probably like a tracker style thing. That's all I could think of. Makes it nice for sure, but also a lot of extra work they probably didn't really have to do.
I think in a recent Insight Sim Racing thing, Tony or whatever his name is said, if we had to decide what to do, knowing what we know now, we probably wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, well, mistake on their part, in my opinion. But we come from land where endurance racing's pretty awesome. People in our factor as well, they do endurance racing and they really enjoy it. But a lot of people from iRacing start with iRacing, so they don't know. In our 2003, you disconnect and the next driver just joins and starts up. I didn't like it that way, and many people have great experiences like that, but it's not the same.
And LFS is, of course, quite easy to swap drivers with.
Yeah,
And you never fail.
I think it's failed like 3 times in the existence of it.
And after that, I love it. Like,
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it is.
so we are now with just under 10 hours remaining in this 24-hour race. Yeah.
I noticed the fastest American race, Letteriello joined, but he's not talking.
Hi.
Oh, there we go. There he is.
You were awful that stint.
You were so fast that you blew your left front tire.
Thanks. You're awful every step.
You were looking real fast and stuff, but it looks like you locked up the tires too much. What was your thoughts when Jinar's GT1s decided to take it 3 wide going into the double left, and you were stuck on the outside? What was your thoughts on that?
I was 3 wide with Troy and Robin going into turn 1. I thought that was a little bit more fun. I know we were 3 wide going into the double left.
Yeah, you were. That's why you braked yourself a little bit and went into the stand.
I don't even remember.
Oh man.
My first stint was terrible this time. I forgot what my arms were set to.
Oh, that's never good.
Yeah. Figured it out though. That was different.
You're hard.
And then I was fighting Troy. And then I got too greedy and I almost spun him, so then I just stopped.
We thought you were streaming, so we were gonna do a stream with you and Troy.
I'm doing another stint, so I wasn't, I guess.
When's your other
After Marcus's double stint. So in 2 hours.
Oh, I thought you were done after that.
Nope. Hold him up.
Yeah, you might not want to call him Omaha. Last time I checked, Broncos lost pretty bad in the Super Bowl. But don't worry. All you have to do is bet on the safety.
You deserve to lose.
Hey. But the guy who bets on that with $1 and makes $20 million, he deserves to win.
Did anyone do?
Yeah, that's what someone did. 1 in 20 million chance, and he did it. And
I bet $10 million on the Broncos. Didn't work out.
I didn't think Floyd Mayweather.
I'm blacker than Floyd Mayweather.
Oh.
Dude splunked out $1. And now it's $20 million. Because of the Denver Broncos.
It might have been more than $1, but it wasn't much money. It was pocket change in comparison to what he got in return.
Why would I not that?
I mean, nobody really thinks about that. They really don't, and I don't blame them because, I mean, I wish I would have thought of it, but I surely would have probably said the Seahawks would have done that because they're the younger team and have the less experience, etc. So you'd think it'd be them that would do something like that, but mad props to him.
But they weren't calling Omahas.
Exactly, but neither was Peyton.
Maybe he should have.
Exactly, maybe he should have.
Worked against the Pats pretty well.
Exactly. I was glad it did.
I think the Pats would have done better against the Seahawks.
I think almost anyone would have done better versus Seahawks.
They got owned.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I heard they figured out their signals or something, and that's sort of why. I don't know.
Probably. That's normally how it is in anything. You figure out your opponent, and that's how you kind of win. Same thing in racing. Your rival team or whatever figures out something. They have a lot of speed, and you have to figure out what they've done, basically, to find that speed.
They got Rocks on their team.
Yeah. Your own time.
Yeah, Eric's didn't do too good in this race.
I don't think he cared.
Did he even drive?
Yeah, he got right into the pit wall.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Wow. Was it 5 out of 5?
Not really, because he ended up in pits, and then he didn't even repair the car, so his teammate went out on the track with a broken car and had to drive an entire lap with that broken car.
But
Think of hitting the pit wall and how much damage you would have. And his poor teammate had to drive a lap.
Oh, it was awesome.
Why didn't he fix it?
Both front dampers were totally screwed. Yeah, he forgot to turn damper repair on. So both front dampers just completely hosed. The rear tires, left one, angled 45 degrees out. Right side, angled 45 degrees out. So they're symmetrically, so they're kind of in a V, so it's drivable.
Damage model.
Oh, yeah.
My teammate had fun. Yeah. That's alright then. There's only 4 people. There's only 4 people on the lead lap, and so you know, it's like a NASCAR race.
Okay.
NASCAR. Lucky, yeah.
Well, if we get the car with like 5 minutes, so yeah, sure.
Oh, the Kyoto 250 deco?
End of March,
End of March, huh?
28th and 29th. Saturday and Sunday of match.
There's been some talk about that in the team speak. Whether we should get a bunch of people to do it or not. Have a huge drafting train.
I think Sturgill should.
A huge bump drafting train. That sounds kind of gay.
You'd enjoy
It'll
it.
be less crashy than iRacing.
You'd enjoy LFS's bump drafting, trust me.
Yeah, yeah.
Never
We bump a person and we send them into the wall.
Can I be the cop?
Oh, there's
Play
no
you guys over?
robbers. You could be in a...
No, I want to play Need for Speed.
Oh, you do? You can do that in a cruise server. Just,
How much money do I
Sean's not here.
spend?
Guys, how much is lift speed?
I don't know. Like,
Pounds.
you probably,
24 pounds.
What was that, like $2?
Oh, let me convert it.
you probably get it from like, GameStop.
That'll hurt my
Used,
back.
man. Going to GameStop, it smells great. Yeah. It smells good.
Ooh, no, hey, Jake, the conversion rate's in your favor. That'll cost you about $40.
That's the set of course.
Cost like 48 when I got it.
Yeah. Terrible conversion rate back then.
$40 an LFS, you'd be better off buying a bullet to shoot yourself.
Hey, mate, at least buy a set of
That's all
you buy a bullet.
Yeah, that's a good point. I have enough money in my account.
Yeah, that DWC large.
I need to do better if I'm actually gonna like live off that. I could quit both my jobs and just win both DWC championships and make more money doing what I do.
That's
What
only
do you-
$21,000. That's only $21,000 a year that you
My current
can
job is curve fever.
Curve fever.
Yeah, at work.
Oh, sounds exciting.
My job sent a message
Sounds
on
high.
Skype at work and then he denies me.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because you're not supposed to be Skyping for the later work.
Back fit? What? No, I don't do anything.
You're supposed to, but you can't.
Yeah.
I do.
Hey, it's
I'm
better
glad
than
it's all
accounting
about
where you,
race here,
it's
guys.
better than accounting where you just look at numbers and throw them in a spreadsheet.
I look at numbers.
Accounting.
Or ex-girlfriend's numbers.
Ooh, interesting, interesting.
Excuse me.
You do. Well,
Yep.
he has.
Oh, snap.
Hey Phil, my stream.
Oh, no. Can I get one, mate?
Oh my gosh.
So I learned how to stream.
You learned how to stream?
I streamed a video to Simon.
Oh, snap. What'd you use to stream?
Simon, live stream for producer.
Oh, the Procaster thingy?
Well, I'm streaming some real life stuff here, man. You can see my Wii.
I streamed one of the 2012 Season 1 laps at Road Atlanta, where it's just like crazy fast.
Let me know when you're on, bud.
By the way,
I'm
watching it.
You know what the sad thing is right now?
What?
There's enough slots left in the server where I can have one spotter for every car that's on the track.
Yeah. But
Nobody cares about LFS, so
Oh,
that's the problem.
the people that are nice to do right now.
There's only a few people though. It's like 10 people.
It's like it's the same amount of people that are still driving at the end of turn 1 in a DWC race.
Pretty much. If Pablo Lopez is there.
Whoa.
Oh snap!
Did you see what he did after the race there?
Did you see what he did after the finish line?
Oh my lord. Mikasalo is going to take over the lead, boys. No! Chad refell! No!
oh, we're sim racing here.
What happened?
Well, LFS, well, we can answer that. We're not racing number 9 car into the pits, where 10th will take over. And 10th get in there too.
Robbie maintains the lead by 1 lap. But the tracker hasn't updated. Has Robbie left everyone?
He will right about when he crosses now. 09 is set in pit lane and is now a lap down. So yes, the next car has left every. All 9 will unlap themselves when NX pits here in lap 2.
Might be seeing him put this lap actually. This not 100% sure, but
I don't know. Robbie's a master with his tires.
yeah, he is proxies after all.
Probably should have dug a little harder there after the peak of the tires to maintain an optimal temperature in the tires for the closing laps of the stint. Sounded pretty good, huh?
Wow. Actually, has quite a bit of tread left. So I'm pit right now.
Is that the same McLaren we have on iRacing?
It seems like though he doesn't have enough fuel.
It's not McLaren.
Isaac didn't give him enough fuel. Gonna have to have a talk with Isaac after this.
Sounds like good builds.
So first lap's in from the lead. He'll keep the lead after, obviously, because they're just so cool.
Wow. Never say that again.
There's on board Vangersbergen.
Yeah, I'm watching that.
That's awesome. Is that the same McLaren from iRacing?
That's the same. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an MP4 obviously, but I mean, obviously development kind of changes in the cars. Couple of things that are different, but not much.
Looks faster, but it's probably the same.
It just looks 100 times more stable.
Well, yeah, the one on iRacing sucks. It always has. I've never liked it.
And now it's just
Does it have
so-
V5 on it?
Yeah.
And it didn't help. It made everything
Well-
else more stable.
Yeah, but you see, like, the turn, the right-left before this, he was so smooth with the wheel. You can't do that in iRacing at the time. Sometimes you just have a massive twitch. The downhill here, you're nearly out of control.
You have a lot of rep.
Well, more important news, you might want to start mowing some lawns out there, kids, and start saving some money for a set of Corsa. That's what that's done. I hope to make the transition here soon.
Does that game have multiplayer yet?
Well, they say they hope to have it done at the beginning of March. Not done, but as an early release.
They have driver swaps? Are they going to?
They plan on
They
having it in
should.
the future.
I don't know why you would not.
I might want to
Considering
get
that's all
on.
iRacing is talking about.
If they have driver swaps, then
iRacing.
I'll properly do Formula cars.
I wouldn't see why not. Have you ever drove for Virtual Academy?
No.
Wow.
Gonna be like that.
Well, they don't have an F1 car, and so they have the T125 by Lotus? It's as close as you can get to a Formula 1 car without being a Formula 1 car. I guess it's just to get around licensing issues. But, pretty good. Well, it will be pretty good for, as a top things leader.
Just like
imagine if you got the
FW31.
Oh, it'll probably drive better than the FW31 for sure.
What year car is it supposed to simulate?
Jake, Fox Derby car could drive better than the iRacing Formula 1 car.
You're just
Yeah.
at it. The drive's perfect. iRacing's the greatest thing ever. You just suck.
Best thing since sliced bread.
That's true.
What was that lap time you did the Road Atlanta in the Formula 1 car?
50.1.
58 seconds. 50 seconds.
I was digging.
That's like driving that ridiculous Red Bull car in Gran Turismo 5 around Nürburgring in 2 minutes.
Pretty similar. It's like on the same level for sure. That's what I streamed, Phil. That lap was 3 times faster than the world record.
Wow.
It was done offline though.
It doesn't count then.
If I gave you the stream link, would you watch it?
Nope.
No.
Maybe
Maybe later.
Maybe later. I'm trying
You can
to.
listen to Simon.
Oh, lovely.
He's on there.
Listening to Simon makes me want to come myself.
Wow. Very nice.
Called my best friend's wedding.
I'll say the T125. Let's just say it's 2010, 2011, I guess. Watching your wonderful lap, sir.
Have to.
I'm watching it right now, don't worry. Hey, he's a procaster.
Pretty pro.
They're still pro.
Hey, procaster was great. You remember what I did with it?
Yep.
MOE 2012 24 hours, all with procaster.
Oh yeah.
That was... Oh my goodness.
Pure win.
Finally, a lap started.
So, 2 hours, 20 minutes in, race order. Just figured we'd go through that real quick. NX Racing and Friends lead over Genuine Racing number 9, Conquest Racing in 3rd place, 4th Genuine Racing number 29, Infinity Esports Racing, Sean Lyddon behind the wheel of that in 5th, and Black Motorsports G1 6th place. All 6 GT1 cars still running. essentially 6 of maximum of a 15 original slot grid. Kind of disappointing GT1 wins this season. In the GT2, Team Virus leading that class, even after timeouts in the first half of the race. Savage Sports second, LLM number 52 is third, Core Racing is fourth, thanks to Letteriello. Is FNC Sim Sports, World Class Alliance 6th, A6 Motorsports 7th, Mafia Racing 8th, LLM numbers 62 in 9th, Absolute Runners 10th, and 11th and last of the runners in the class, Scuderia Gas Racing Team. 4 retirements, Team Virus number 63, Infinity Sports GT2, Iron Club, and Core Racing number 77. Joe.
My teammate again.
What up to him? He seems to like to spin.
He'll be a safety. Hopefully it's not him. But there'll be a safety.
Well, hey, it's him and he's upside down, then hey, you don't have to drive ever again.
What I want to drive.
Okay. So yeah, the 2014 7th Annual Kyoto 250 scheduled for the final weekend in March. Saturday the 28th, I believe it is, the qualifying day. Sunday the 29th, race day. Philly as a 3-time defending champion of the race. Or the 4th.
I don't know.
I'm taking it this year.
No, I didn't win the first one, and then I won 3 after that.
Yeah, you got
Then
right.
Put me in the wall, yeah. I'll just push you to the win this year.
Right.
Maybe. I'll think about it. It matters,
Need anyone, so.
it matters how cool of a skin he has.
Well, I'm going top notch. Like,
Are you going to be the number 3?
are we allowed to have 4 numbers? 3, 9, 11 is like a big
No.
You could be funny.
No, I would be 420.
You're not.
Yellow.
Yeah. I think I'll, reserve 20 for me, please, since, we said that on screen. I mean, it's not like people watching, but.
Here's how you can do that.
7 people watching, and 6 of them are Phil's mom.
Yep, she opens
Actually,
up
I
all the
don't even
tabs.
know if that thing. I don't even know if that counts correct.
If that
Guys?
thing, she has a
Guys?
name, alright?
Wow.
What? If I props this, I should probably go to single screen, huh?
Yes. Probably look better, and also probably farther back on the force feedback. Force Jesus. Field of view.
Why?
What's does that have to do with this?
Then people make fun of my field of view.
Do the,
Oh, I didn't
little
miss the
TV camera.
What? Who shows laps from the TV camera?
You?
They'll probably look pretty fast.
Do it in TV2. I'll give you your
Okay,
best
I'll
results.
take your word. TV2 it is.
I
What? TV2? No, you need to
Still
do an
looks pretty
onboard.
fast. Not as fast as the onboard. Well, the way I turned into turn 2 from TV2 is like ridiculous.
See? I know what I'm talking about.
Please.
I mean, you have watched my videos, right?
But this was a Western Wolves car initially, now it says NX. Just kidding, it was always an NX car.
Exactly.
So it's coming up on 6:30 in the morning. In the UK, anyone who is still with us from the start, we thank you for listening to us talk about basically everything but the race.
And you should probably go to bed, but I mean, if you want to stay here, you can.
Yeah,
Well,
if you
fun
stay, if you stay, you're a champion. If you
Well, not if
leave
you
and
don't
go to
win.
sleep, you're a lightweight. Oh no, you're a champion for staying up for the entire 24 hours.
In a half an hour, I'll be up for 24 hours.
Wow.
Thanks.
I'm gonna go to bed before I'm
So
up for that
late.
long. Okay, so say my field of view
How long
is
we-
at... not nearly that long. Say my field of view is at 49, what should I put it at?
Probably
9.
7.
I'm gonna keep it a little fast. Put it at 55.
Up, out.
Sure then.